This Christmas, gift your friends with Korabatis, the Greek cookies that are soft, buttery, sugar dusted, and festive, classic and unique in taste. They are very popular for weddings, celebrations, any big occasion. So, shall we make them? Hi, welcome to the Mad Scientist Kitchen. Reinventing the foodie in you. I'm Archana here. These are the ingredients I have used. Rose water or orange water, blossom water is what I don't get and I have not used. The quantities I will put in the description box below. First, let us roast half a cup of almonds. Stir constantly, keep the flame to low. Once you get a nutty smell, switch off the gas. Let the almonds cool fully before you pulse them in the mixer and set aside. Add 250 grams of softened butter to a bowl. Add 1 cup of icing sugar that has been sifted so that there are no lumps. Then add zest of 1 orange and 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. Beat till the butter is light in color and all the ingredients are well mixed. Next, add 1 egg and beat till the egg is well combined in the dough. Scrape the sides as you beat. So this is our butter mixture, soft, well beaten and extremely light. To this, let's add the flour. 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, sift in the bowl. Gently fold the flour to form a soft dough. I will prefer to use my fingers, so I'm removing all the dough from the spatula and the mixer before I start kneading with my fingers. These are shortbread cookies, so be gentle in your mixing. Finally, add the almond flour that you have ground and mix it up. The dough is very soft, it sticks to your fingers. So, transfer it to a baking paper or a parchment paper and flatten it to a disc like this. Cover it and put it in the fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes. Meanwhile, set up your baking trays lined with parchment paper and preheat the oven to 160 degrees centigrade. Dust your work surface with some flour, and if you can see that magnet, it says Ai's Swaipak Ghar. It has been gifted to me by my friend and it means mother's kitchen. Get the dough out of the fridge and cut it into a log. Cut the disc into slices. Now it can be 4 or 5 inches thick. Then place it on the work surface with sifted flour and roll it into a log. Initially you're going to find it a bit difficult because the dough is very chilled, but gradually you'll find it easier to roll it out. If the dough becomes sticky, put it back in the fridge. This is what we are looking for. Take a very sharp knife and cut the log into small balls, about half an inch wide. Repeat with the other pieces also. So let's start shaping our korabatis. For that, take the small dough ball and using some flour, shape the dough into a log. Then with your fingertips, turn the log into a C. Your korabati is ready. Let's place it on the baking tray and take a look. Simple, isn't it? Let's take a closer look at one more crescent korabatis. The log made with a little flour, the edges pressed a bit, and the C. There it goes. If your korabati is cracked, you can crumble it up and make it all over again. But crescents are not the only shapes that korabatis are made. You can make them into balls too. Make the balls so that there are no cracks in the dough and put it in the baking tray. Since the dough is chilled, these cookies will not spread. However, keep some distance between two cookies. If you have a silpat, use it. It makes the job easy. I live in a very hot and humid place, so my trays go back to the refrigerator to chill for another 20 minutes. Meanwhile, my oven is being preheated at 160 degrees. Bake the cookies for 10 minutes or till light golden brown. As the cookies are baking, I am getting my icing sugar into a bowl so that I can coat the cookies. Place a silpat under the cooling rack. It helps you to clean up easy. Place the light golden brown cookies on the cooling rack to cool for about 5 minutes. My beautiful crescent kurabatis. Let's coat it. Put it in the sugar when it's still warm, icing sugar when it's still warm, and transfer it to the, coat it fully and then transfer it to the baking tray. Be careful, it is very fragile. So working carefully on the next one, and yes, it's beautiful. Similarly, coating the rest of the cookies and cooling them on the cooling rack. If you remember, I had shaped some of the cookies into balls. So this is tray 3 and oops, 4. Never try to do a balancing act with hot trays. I have managed to crush some of the cookies, but no worries. Let's coat them. Making some space for the cookies, and after 5 minutes, cookies get a sugar bath. Remember that the cookies have to be warm, only then the sugar coats the cookies. Also, you give it 5 minutes so that it cools down a bit, firms up a bit before you start dipping them in the sugar. You have less breakage. You can also sieve the icing sugar onto the cookies. This way, the coating is faster, especially when the cookies start cooling down. I will prefer to do this. Shake the tray gently so that the bottom of the cookies also get coated with the icing sugar. Then place the cookies on the cooling rack to cool completely. If you have watched me till here, it means you have liked this recipe. Just check if you have subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell icon so that you are notified every time I post a new recipe. Once the cookies cool, transfer to an airtight container. If you are living in a hot and humid place, place a silica bag so that the water is absorbed, humidity is absorbed. But remember to remove those silica bags before you consume the cookies. Serve the cookies with strong black coffee or an espresso. You can also serve it with tea. But the best part, when you're gifting it, put them in a container and tie a ribbon and gift it to your friend. Do not wait. Get your ingredients together and bake the kurabatis. Before you go, show some love with a like, leave a comment and share with your friends. If you have a recipe idea, please let me know. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thanks for watching. See you soon yet again.